I stood there frozen, the sting of her words landing like a slap across my face. "Don't touch me, Kevin." She didn't shout. She didn't need to. Her voice cut clean, sharp and cold enough to strip the warmth from a room. It wasn't anger. It wasn't pain. It was something worse. Emptiness. That kind of quiet, hollow tone people use when they've already let go. My hand, still half raised in a simple gesture of comfort, hung there for a beat too long before I let it fall, slowly, as if admitting defeat. We'd argued before. Sure, every couple does. But this moment felt different. No yelling. No slammed doors. No dramatic exits. Just one sentence that severed everything in a single surgical line. I searched her face for any flicker of regret, some signal that she didn't mean it, that I was still someone to her. But her eyes didn't carry fire or sorrow. They carried nothing. That silence between us wasn't a calm before a storm. It was a stillness after one, the kind that leaves wreckage you can't piece back together. 6 years, 3 dating, 3 married, and in a single moment, I realized I didn't know what I was to her anymore. A habit? An obligation? A ghost she hadn't had the courage to ask to leave? I didn't speak, not out of pride, but because I had no words left, no will to fight. My silence wasn't a weapon, it was surrender. I turned toward the door, every step heavy with everything unsaid. My fingers closed around the doorknob. I wasn't even sure where I was going, only that I couldn't stand there anymore. "Kevin, wait," she whispered behind me. I froze, heart thudding like a dull drum in my chest. But I didn't turn around. "Please," she said again, louder this time. Her voice cracked, frayed at the edges. "Don't leave like this." But I had already left, 100 times in my mind. Each time she dismissed the things I tried to talk about. Each time she pulled away when I reached for her. Each time she stared at her phone while I sat across from her. Forgotten. This wasn't sudden. It was a quiet death of something that used to mean everything. I opened the door and stepped into the hallway. The air felt cooler out there, like a world waiting to remind me I still existed beyond that apartment. I didn't cry. I couldn't. Grief had already emptied me out in the silence of our shared bed, in the empty goodnights, in the mornings where she moved around me like I was furniture. Behind me, I heard footsteps, soft, hesitant. "Kevin, please talk to me." "I didn't mean it," she said, catching up, her hand reaching for mine. I didn't respond. There was nothing I could say that wouldn't sound like begging or bitterness. She touched my arm gently, as if trying to tether me back to something already slipping. But it was too late. Too late to unfeel the isolation. Too late to take back the blame. I swallowed quietly the nights I went to sleep wondering what else I could have done. Too late to dress neglect in the costume of independence and call it love. She had asked for space once. Now she had it. I kept walking, every step echoing like part of some unspoken goodbye ritual. Her voice followed, pleading, breaking. But I didn't look back. By the time I reached the bottom floor, I knew this wasn't a walk to cool off. It was a departure, a severance. Maybe not forever, but long enough to remember who I was before her distance made me question my worth. Outside, rain had begun to fall, fine and cold, misting under the pale halo of the streetlight. I stood there for a moment, letting the drops wash over my face like a quiet baptism into whatever came next. My phone buzzed in my pocket, her name on the screen. I didn't answer. Then the text came. "Please come back." I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. But apologies can't glue a heart back together once trust is bled out. Words feel small when wounds have already become scars. I walked to my car, opened the door, and sank into the seat. I sat there for a while, just staring at the steering wheel, the sound of the rain tapping lightly on the windshield. Images flickered behind my eyes. Our first date, her laugh when it was genuine, the way she used to look at me like I was home. But those memories felt far away now, faded like old photographs. And I was tired of trying to rewind time, tired of chasing shadows of the woman I once knew. I started the engine and drove with no destination, letting the road offer a kind of peace, even if it hurt. Some love stories don't end in flames. Ours ended in silence, in slow erosion, in soft words that cut deeper than shouting ever could. And though she might one day understand what she lost, the real tragedy wasn't that I walked away. It was that I'd already left, long before she noticed I was gone.